Hey everybody, this is Joel Toppin, and I picked up a new game at Consim World Expo from Victory Point Games, and that game is entitled Tattered Flags, Gettysburg, the Wheatfield. The first in a series, presumably, on at the regimental scale on conflict in the battlefield of Gettysburg. So I thought I'd take a quick look inside the components of the game, show you a little bit about it. This is what you get with the game. You get a Tattered Flags scenario book, which is basically just a bifold paper with 3 scenarios. The rule book and the playbook here are pretty well illustrated. Easy to understand. There's some interesting designer notes here on the back of the sheet. And let's see what else we got here. We got a rule book here, which is going to be, I guess, a standard rule book, which will cover probably the same sort of thing that you're going to have in the other games in the series. And I certainly hope that they come up with some new games and expand on this, because it's a really, really neat little game. Here's what you get inside the rule book. It's 12 pages. One thing I wish they could do is staple these together, but that's a small price to pay. Rulebook here, as I said, it's very well illustrated. It's heavier in weight, I would say, than some of other games from Victory Point Games. I'd put it in the same complexity bracket as a solitaire game on Barbarossa. So this is a bit more than what you're going to get with Nappy 20. And it's really a miniatures game, and this is what makes this game so interesting. Here's the map, and I apologize for the fuzziness here. I'll try to get you in close so you can see some of the cool detail of it. This is probably the prettiest map of any Victory Point Games map so far. I love the Nappy 20 series. I like the maps. They're functional, but this one here is just, well, it's just a step shy of drop dead gorgeous. It's really, really something. This is a miniatures game that's actually going to use counters, although I suppose you could actually use miniatures with it. And I actually have the thing set up here for the main scenario, the attack on the Wheatfield, and so we have Anderson's brigade just about ready to go in. And you see all the regiments are in column order. When a piece is behind another piece, it's in column order. And then if you want to change the formation, you put the 2 pieces together, and now they're in line formation. And so you're going to push these around the map like you would miniatures. So when these guys go to maneuver, they would maneuver forward, pivot, a turn, they could sidle, they can backstep, all of those things that you could do with miniatures, you're going to do with the counters here. And to regulate your movement and combat, game comes with a ruler. So if you don't actually own a ruler, there's one for you, and it's got all the information you need for tracking your movement and fire distances. There's actually 2 of these that come in the game. I've already cut one of them out, and I really didn't see the need for the other one, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a reason why you'd cut 2 of them out to develop your cone of fire, but really one of them is sufficient, and pretty nice. I mean, this is about the same quality you would get with a set of miniatures rules. So really, really quite impressive so far. Artwork on the charts is really quite good. The charts are excellent, actually. You can once you've read the rules, you pushed around a few pieces, you'll find the charts are extremely helpful. The game also comes with a turn track with a few more bits of information. And then over here we have the second chart that you have. These charts are double printed. I just have them in my map frame here, one on one side, one on the other side. But you actually get 2 sets of charts, and they're printed on both sides. You also get a deck of cards, and I've got these actually in tiny little card sleeves. It makes them a little bit easier to shuffle that way. And cards are nice artwork. I think you got maybe about 24 cards, feels like. Haven't actually sat down and counted them. But it's nice artwork on them, and they add some neat flavor to the game. Here's the out of command markers come with the game, 1/2 inch, your standard VPG fare. They're die cut, but they're not die cut extraordinarily well. In fact, my only real gripe with the components has to do with the actual pieces themselves. Let me kind of focus on that. Here's one of the regiments. A couple of the Union regiments, like the 6th New Jersey here, actually the blue printing that should be on the base of the unit here is a darker shade than on all the other Union pieces here, like you see the 40th New York. And the artwork on the stands it's okay, but it's really kind of blurry. I suppose it would be better if they had a higher quality printer, and I don't know how much better they could do than what they have done on them. But that's really my only gripe, is the counters. It's a little fuzzy, and on some of them you have to make sure you pay attention to the state name. Otherwise, you could mistake that actually for a Confederate piece, because they are actually both green in color with a gray shade on the bottom for the Confederacy and a blue shade for the Union. Also, when they take casualties, you flip them over, and it's gray with red text, which is fairly readable. I mean, it's not that bad. But when you go over to the Union side, let me show you this one here. When you flip this guy over, it's very, very difficult to read. So that's really my only gripe is with the counters. But I mean, it's a miniatures game. You could actually use this with physical miniatures, and it'd work out quite well, I think. So I realize I'm moving the camera around a lot. Let me just show you something really quick about the leaders. Leaders are really kind of cool. They're going to activate by brigade. So when I activate Anderson's brigade, I one at a time take care of all the actions with all of the regiments, one at a time. So I'll take the 11th Georgia here, and I'll do everything I want to do with him. I'll move, I'll shoot, until all of his action points are expended. And how many action points he gets is equal to his ranks. He's got little sergeant stripes there. So if I look over here at the number of actions, you can tell that he's got 3 actions to spend. So once I spend all of his actions, I'll move on to another one. When they're all done, then I take the orders token that is on the general, and I move it over to cover up his picture, and now you can see that he has been activated. At the end of the turn, he'll reset and come back over. There's 4 different orders in the game. You can order them to be on the defensive, to maneuver, or to defend. There could also be command confusion if you roll badly when you attempt to change orders. So there's a lot of neat flavor in the game, and the combat system is basically a miniatures based buckets of dice system. The map looks like it'd be really complicated for moving your guys around, but it's really not. The terrain effects chart that comes with the game covers everything really, really quite well, and once you push things around a little bit, you realize how everything works. And it works really, really well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this series, because like I said, this map here is just absolutely gorgeous, and this could easily be expanded to include the Devil's Den and the Round Tops action, and turn it into a miniature monster miniatures game. So really, really quite impressive. Again, this is Victory Point Games' Tattered Flags, Gettysburg, the Wheatfield. Really impressive stuff.